Hello everyone, welcome to a new Arty Mouse film. This week, as promised, I'm going to talk about different kinds of perspective in your drawings. I'll tell you briefly about 1, 2 and 3 point perspective. There's 4 point and beyond as well, but I don't want to melt anybody's brain, so we'll stick with the first 3 today. Using perspective in your drawings is a way of translating something that is 3D into 2D, so your drawing has more realism and can look like it's popping out of the page if you do it the right way. It can give your work balance, make it more impressive, and give your drawings some substance. The first thing you need to do is establish a horizontal horizon line, exactly where things disappear at the edge of your view of the world. Then you need a vanishing point, which is a place where everything you see disappears too. If you look at these drawings of a simple road and tree line, you can see how it works. We start with the horizon line cutting across the middle, with the vanishing point in the centre. The road and the trees follow their lines to the vanishing point. You can then move the horizon line higher or lower, the vanishing point to the left or right, and apply the same principles. Everything on the drawing expands from that point. Perspective is all about where you see things from. It's about your eye line and what is in your view at that particular time. Take a look at these oranges. You can see more of the insides depending on where they are in relation to your own standpoint. It seems obvious, I guess, but you really need to think about this sort of thing when you're drawing. Guess what? Draw what you see, not what you think you see. Say it with me, you know you want to. Think about where you are in relation to what you're drawing. Can you see the top? Can you see underneath? The left or the right faces of the objects? Again, as with the proportions film last week, consistency is the key to this. Follow the parameters you've set yourself, whatever they may be, and you shouldn't go wrong. We'll start with 1 point perspective. We have a horizon line and 1 vanishing point. As with the little road diagram, everything goes towards that vanishing point. Draw some flat shapes on your paper, and then draw a line from each corner of those objects to the vanishing point. It's important to keep all other lines denoting the backs of those objects on the horizontal or vertical axis here. Have you ever sat on a train and looked out of the window? Of course you have. And have you ever noticed how the fields move past as you travel? If you look at the horizon line, you should be able to find a vanishing point from your perspective. It does move, but only very slowly. Notice that the closer something is to your carriage, the faster it goes past. Everything is moving relative to your position and your personal vanishing point. A person sitting on the platform has yet another viewpoint, and I could start talking about Einstein and relativity here, but that is a bit off topic. Draw your horizon line again, but this time with 2 vanishing points. This time you're going to draw an object from an edge rather than a flat plane. Draw that central edge and then build up the shape. Lines going left meet the left-hand vanishing point. Lines going to the right meet the right-hand vanishing point. Any vertical planes need to stay parallel with each other. You can go below or above the horizon line so long as you are consistent with the rules. When you were a kid, did you ever go to a party where one of the games was a mystery box? You had to put your hand in without looking and guess what was inside. You could find something squishy and furry. Could be a teddy bear, could be a mouse, could be a kiwi fruit, who knows? My point is, you don't know until you look, and your perspective is different from someone who knows what's in the box. Your ability to draw depends on what you know and how you apply that knowledge. It isn't magic. Now it gets slightly more complicated. You have a horizon line with 2 vanishing points either side just like before, but now we add another, either above or below. A point above gives you a worm's eye view, whereas a point below gives you a bird's eye view, which is what I'm showing you here. Again, lines moving to the left go to the left point, lines heading right go to the right hand point, just the same as the 2 point perspective we've just looked at. However, any lines that were vertical in the 2 point perspective drawing Now go to a third point instead, pushing the top of the drawing towards the viewer. I had a power cut last week. Everything went off and I was sat there in complete darkness, a cup of tea frozen in stasis halfway between the table and my mouth. This was around 10:30 at night and things were suddenly quite spooky. I got up and muddled my way to the fuse box. I kicked the corner of the sofa, bumped my shoulder on the door frame, had to windmill my arms about in the kitchen to find the pantry where the fuse box is. I misjudged where everything was with only my memory to guide me. My other senses kicked in, but I realised how much I relied on my eyes. I've lived in my house for 7 years, but could I find a door handle that I use multiple times a day? My memory of what my own house looked like was wrong, because I usually only see it from one perspective. Change one element of that, and I was completely disorientated. Now, I know I said I wouldn't go there, but this is 5-point perspective. I have a vanishing point at north, south, east and west, but also a central one for items disappearing away from the viewer. Feel free to give this a bash, but like I said in the beginning, don't melt your brain. I know I'd miss you, and I enjoy your company every Sunday. Are you enjoying our time together? I certainly am. Tell me below something that has changed your perspective in life, no matter how large or small. I want to hear your stories and get to know you. I hope you've joined our tribe already by clicking the link below to get extra content and tips, but if you haven't, it's underneath each of my films waiting for your click. I'm also on Instagram at ArtyMouse76 and on Facebook, so come and join us for discussions and Secret Squirrel extras. See you soon.